Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the Sukadasa Swimming Complex as we get ready for this third encounter between the Sri Lanka under-21 versus the Indian under-21. It's been an interesting series so far. Both teams have been able to gain whatever they need out of it, although the Indians, as we can see from this graphic, have come out victorious. In the first match, it was 11 goals to 5 in their favor, while in the second match it was 16 goals to 8. Nonetheless, you have to compliment the Sri Lanka team for the effort they have been put in, and I'm sure this experience will definitely hold them in good stead as far as their water polo careers are concerned. So this is the Sri Lanka boys team. Somakirti, the goalkeeper, Chantul Karunasena. The Indian outfit, the goalkeeper will be Hussein Sadar, Suhas Kute, Ambadi. Those are the match officials for today. Sankat Shinde from India and Ajanta Silva from Sri Lanka. For Sri Lanka, it will be Dinal Velapuli with the swim ball. It's a close fight. India just managing to win it. Velapuli trying to make amends, but it's been adjudicated as a foul, so it'll be in favor of India. So the Indian outfit will have first crack of this play, but some really good defense by Sri Lanka, forcing that error. So Sri Lanka managing to turn over position. It's important that they get off to a good start. Wanigasekara being fouled, spreading the ball out wide. And an attempt goes wide, so no luck for Sri Lanka from that attempt. India on the go. And once again, the Indian prop unable to make that backhand work. So another opportunity for Sri Lanka to try and draw first blood. It's Karunasena getting the ball out to his prop and very nearly. Did it go in? Just unable to see that through, so referee adjudicating that it didn't go in. So position has been turned over once again. And India trying to launch another attack, but the Sri Lankan defense is scrapping really well in that danger zone. They're not allowing the Indian prop any room whatsoever. Sri Lanka with an opportunity here, but they have lost possession, and the possession has been turned over. So both props from both teams being tightly marked. It's Tejas taking the ball forward. India. So far Sri Lanka defense has held strong. And that's a wonderful shot, just as I was commending the Sri Lankan defense, but I don't think you could blame the defense for that. That was just a brilliant shot right across the face of the goal. The goal scorer was Rohit Kute, drawing first blood for the Indians. It's important that Sri Lanka try and strike back immediately. Talal Bari. Sri Lanka just looking for options. Indian defense extremely tight. Again, finding the prop. And that's a wonderful goal. Brilliantly taken. As you can see, that's really well taken. I think it was Yasindu De Silva who gets the first goal for Sri Lanka. So good fight back by Sri Lanka, equalizing. Another loose pass by India. Possession turned over once again. So Sri Lanka on the attack. Ball being taken forward. There's an open player there. Will he be able to make contact? Unfortunately, not on the first go. So Sri Lanka. The Indian player almost overswimming the ball, but had the presence of mind to get back. So India on the attack. And looks like that's an eviction for one of the Sri Lankan players. So India will have a one-player advantage. Could they make it count? Wonderful defense once again by the Sri Lankan lads, with a player down as well. Nice long pass by Somakirti. Sri Lanka on the attack. Again passing on the other end of the field, and very nearly, but no such luck. It's a goal throw for India. So joining me in commentary is Yahan Samarajiva. Welcome, Yahan.
Thank you. As you can see, the Indian team pushing quite forward here, passing the ball onto the wing. They've been quite strong on the outside shot, but the Sri Lankan team has really worked on their defense over the last couple of games.
Yeah, that's right, Yahan. They seem to be much more aligned compared to the previous two encounters rather. That was a shot, but the referee's whistle went in before that. I guess there was an infringement, so no goal for Sri Lanka. Now it's the Indians who are on the attack.
Seems like it was an offensive foul over there. Indians again pushing forward. Like I told you earlier, the Sri Lankans have really worked on their defense over the last few games. Done their homework, double team over there. That's a turnover.
Yes, defensively they seem to be much more aligned, isn't it, Yahan? I think it's a factor that they had played together now a couple of games, so that cohesion has come in, and a wonderful shot. I think it was
Cup number 5, I believe the captain Dimitri Lianage proving himself. Sorry, it's cap number 6, Dinal Vellapalli, the youngster. Indians changing the goalkeeper, bringing in cap number 13. What I've noticed over the last few games is that the Indians are quite strong in their swim, and their conditioning levels are quite better than the Sri Lankans. It'll be interesting to see how the third and the fourth quarter plays along, given that the Indians are better conditioned based on the last 2 games.
Yeah, fair point, Yahan. I think that does play a huge part. But Sri Lankans, definitely they've been up for today's game thus far. Really applying necessary pressure. And once again forcing India to make a shot when probably it was not on. So it's 2-1 in favor of the Sri Lankans. It's a long pass by Somakirti.
Turnover. The pass wasn't well aimed. So Indians are taking the first quarter quite slow compared to what I've seen over the last few games. Probably a tactical move as well. What I noticed is they've been counter-attacking the last few games, but they're setting it up like you see. They've set up that arc, send the ball around and pushing the shot from the top too.
As an attempted long pass, not finding its mark, so position once again turned over. Now India on the attack. It's Tejas looking for his prop, who is open. That's good defense. Wonderful defense once again by Sri Lanka. And it was number 8, Talal Bari.
very well coordinated defense by the Sri Lankans. Indians seems to be a bit unsettled looking at the defense. It's a good ball in, but the prop couldn't control. Indians are also up to the defense as good as the Sri Lankans.
It's a bit unfortunate. Yasindu was in position, but unfortunately just could not get full grip of the ball. Now it's the Indians who are on the attack. Spin the ball wide. And again the loose pass. Jahan, you have to say this pressure applied by the Sri Lankan defense is really seemed to be having an impact on this Indian attack.
Absolutely. As you see, there were a few unforced errors. The passes going astray, not to the man. That has, and that's another beautiful shot by Dinal Vellapulli. He's the youngster, probably about 16, 17 years old. He has been showing that he's up and playing in the big leagues here with the under-21s.
Yes, again finding the side of the net, always a very difficult shot to defend against. So the final 40 seconds of this first quarter, which has just flown by, and the scoreline reading 3-1.
Giving a bit of extra room there again by the Sri Lankans, just lacking a bit on the defense towards the latter part of the quarter. But the goalie did well quite there. The Indians are moving the ball well, and again I think the defense was quite up to the mark. The goalie was well positioned to save that.
Yeah, that's right. Once again, Sri Lanka's defense. The scoreline may read 3-1, but it's pretty much the Sri Lankan defense is the reason why that scoreline stands as it is. Fortunately, a loose pass. It looks like it will be the final hooter. A long-range attempt by Sri Lanka, and Somakirti tries to return the favor, but the hooter goes on. So that's the end of an encouraging first quarter by Sri Lanka. Defended extremely well, and they managed to score 3 goals of their own, which sees them leading 3-1.
Elevate your game with the Papare, Sri Lanka's ultimate sports destination. Tune in to the Papare, your home for all things sports.
But one of the crucial points is that the association has made a valiant effort to keep this tournament going, and they've ensured that the under-17s have gotten promoted to under-21, and this under-21 team should continue to play at least for the next couple of years to reap the benefits at a national level.
Yes, pathways are so important for the development of the sport at elite level. And once again, Sri Lanka winning the swim ball, unfortunately just not managing to put the finishing touches to that move.
The Sri Lankans shouldn't lose focus here. They should focus on the game plan and what they've been doing, and lapse of concentration there again. I don't know if you noticed, there was a player double marking the prop and letting the centre forward come in towards the 4-5 meter mark.
Yes, way too much space given to Pardeshi, and he made no mistake. Somakirti was pretty much left stranded there by his defense. Probably the only time that has happened in this game thus far, but Sri Lanka need to keep their focus. India will be desperate to get back into this game.
Indians have tightened up the defense. As you see, they've really bunching the goal to ensure that the outside shots are blocked. A brilliant pass saved by the goal post. The Indians are they've changed their game plan, using the centre forward a lot more.
Yeah, that's right. It was pretty evident that they were going to make some changes after that first quarter. It's important that Sri Lanka keep the scoreboard ticking. Oh, and very nearly, I think it was Yasindu de Silva, just unable to tip that in at the correct time. So position has been turned over, and looks like there is an eviction. So India will have the advantage of an extra player. And right across the goal, makes no mistake, is Khalas Nair. Sri Lanka were down by an extra player, so India have equalized just like that.
Abdullah, the game has changed, and within a matter of minutes, the Indians have caught up again. The rules have changed over the last few years as well. So as you see, the shot clock has been reduced to 28 seconds opposed to 30 seconds. The playing field has been reduced to make the game faster, which means there's no room for any other teams to relax, although a 2-goal scoreline is never a good buffer.
So Sri Lanka have the advantage of an extra man.
And that's 2 exclusions. The Sri Lankans have to move the ball around, and an excellent shot. I believe it's Dinal Vellapuli again. Probably the 3rd goal for him. Excellent shot right to the bottom corner, evading all the defenders.
Yeah, so Sri Lanka once again inching ahead. Just need to keep the pressure. Just cannot afford to sit back and let the Indians come at them. I thought they were very proactive in that first quarter, wasn't it, Yahan? Not just in terms of defense, but whenever they turned position over, they didn't let the Indian defense settle.
Absolutely. So Indians are also opting to double prop game plan. So they're using 2 center forwards, drawing the exclusion there.
So India have an extra player in their ranks. Sri Lanka defense just punching, trying to stop that middle defender. And that's really good by Sri Lanka, you'd have to say. They managed that handicap really well and have turned position over.
The passing lane was blocked, and the Sri Lankans ensured the pass was not made an easy pass for the Indians. Indians have also really absolutely a brilliant shot saved by the goal post again. I'm not sure who the player was. It's a captain, Dimitri. Sorry, it's Sheran Nawaz. Sheran Nawaz with a valiant effort. Indians seems to be frustrated taking shots from the right wing. Generally, that's not a attacking position, more of a playmaking position, the wing.
Yes, so Sri Lanka moving the ball to the other end for their options. And a wonderful shot.
Brilliant shot. I believe it was Sheran Nawaz with an absolutely brilliant shot to the left top corner. Sorry, it's Dinal Vellapuli with his 4th goal. He did score right across the goalie and ensured that the defense was caught in surprise. 4 goals to Dinal Vellapuli, 4 in a row. It's Sri Lanka, like you said, while they've been very strong on the defense, they've taken the opportunity whenever it's presented and ensured that they've converted into a goal.
Yeah, that's right. It was not the case in the previous 2 games. But I think just the fact that they have played together and very nearly brilliant attempt by India. It's just that the crossbar saving the blushes of the Sri Lankan defense on that occasion.
We need to give the due credit to the defense as well. I think there were 2 defenders obstructing the view and the pass. Brilliant pass there. The conversion wasn't that great though. The Indian defense ensured that the pressure was right on the attacker there. The Sri Lankans have turned it over. Again, two defenders on the Indian attacker. Sri Lankans have really worked hard on the defense. Passing around the perimeter. Pass it back to the centre forward, centre back. Opportunity to score here. Brilliant pass. Absolutely brilliant attempt, but the pass wasn't that great. It didn't go to the hand of the prop.
Yes, I think it was an attempt by Yasindu, but unfortunately the Indian goalie was up to the task. So India on the attack. And seems to have opened up on that right bar. They're trying to get the ball to their prop forward, trying the back flick.
It was a great pass by the wing with a slight break towards the wing. And then he really understood where the defense was. But again, a good save by the goalie. Sri Lankans taking the ball up, passing it around the perimeter. They need to pass it faster to ensure the defense moves around. Move it from corner to the other corner to ensure the goalie moves and tires the goalie. A brilliant attempt again, but was saved by the goalie.
So just about 2.5 minutes remaining in this second quarter. Sri Lanka 5-3 ahead. India on the attack.
The referee has asked for the ball, and that's a yellow card. I think it's a yellow card given to the bench. Yes, the coaches and the reserve players need to be on the bench, and that's a brilliant goal by the Indian number 2, Sunita Suhas. A brilliant goal right across the goal. The goalie had no option whatsoever.
Yes, brilliantly executed. I think far too much space was given to Suhas on that occasion. What Sri Lanka have done well in defense is they've cut out whatever room for the Indian defenders to attackers rather to take those shots.
It's generally a tough shot to make for a right-hander from that awkward bar position. But that was executed very well right across the goalie.
So Sri Lanka just one goal lead. Just entering the final couple of minutes of this first half.
Villapuli, I think, going for another attack there, but well defended by the goalie. If you really look at it, Abdullah, the Indian defense also have changed their tactics, not giving enough room to score, especially for the top 3. They've identified that Dinal Vellapudi is a strong shooter. Brilliant pass, and I think it's the Indian prop, the centre forward, tussled quite well with the Sri Lankan defender. He did not give up and ensured that the ball is back of the net, in the back of the net.
So just like that, India have drawn level. It's 5 goals each.
Like I said earlier, 2 to 3 goals can be caught up within a matter of seconds in this game. The centre back taking the ball forward. As you see, the Indians are on the Sri Lankan attackers. They changed their defensive tactics, not giving space at all for the Sri Lankan attackers to score freely. Good defense again by the Indians. It's a penalty. It's a penalty. The Indian defender has dunked the ball under.
So it's a reprieve for Sri Lanka, an opportunity to once again go into the lead.
It's brilliant shot, well executed by the captain Dimitri Lienege.
It's well taken goal. One of the more experienced players in this Sri Lankan outfit, and making no mistake with that penalty attempt. So Sri Lanka once again inch ahead.
Sri Lankans will have to be very well focused over the next 2 quarters. It will really test their temperament, skill, and also the fitness levels. Brilliant shot. That was a lob by the Indian number 2, Sunita Suhas again. Sorry, Indian number 3, Amdani. Read the goalie very well. He saw the goalie coming up a bit early and lobbed it right to the corner. The skill level of the Indian team is also at a very high level compared to the Sri Lankan, but Sri Lankans are catching up in terms of skills as well.
Pass to Yasindu at the prop position.
Not a great pass, but well recovered by the Sri Lankans. Again, a wayward pass. The ball has been turned over. That's an exclusion. Sri Lanka number 9, Ramiro Aludge, has been excluded. So the Indians will have an advantage. And the Indians have opted for a timeout as well, trying to get the lead before the end of the quarter or end of the half.
Yeah, so just the final 30 seconds or so of this quarter. Sri Lanka can just not concede. I think they will be pretty relieved, because after going in with a 2-goal advantage at the end of the first quarter, India have stormed back as we expected, Yahan. And Sri Lanka will probably now need to up their game a notch or two to stay ahead.
Yes, Abdullah. So if the Sri Lankans are able to defend this, it's going to be a 0-all game going into the second half. It's a matter of winning every quarter. So take it minute by minute, quarter by quarter. This is an important play here for the Indians as well as the Sri Lankans. This will test the temperament of both teams. Indians have decided to pass the ball to the wings. They're sending it from one corner to the other, tiring the Sri Lankan defense, moving the defense around, especially the goalie. And well defended again by the Sri Lankans. And that's the end of the quarter. They're going into the second half with a scoreline of 6-all. Conversion rate of the Sri Lankans have been better than what it was over the last 2 games. And the highlights, the Indians starting off with an absolutely brilliant goal. The Sri Lankans coming back. That was Dimitri and Dinal Vellapuli, who's been the star of the first half. And the Indian wing right across the goalie, and that's Dinal Vellapuli, who has been scoring heavily in the first half for the Sri Lankan again. That was a brilliant goal by the Indians. That was the captain, Dimitri Lienege, with the penalty.
Elevate your game with the Papare, Sri Lanka's ultimate sports destination. Tune in to the Papare, your home for all things sports.
Quarter. And it's the swim ball. It's going to be tight, but I think Sri Lanka have just managed to pull that back.
Yes, Abdullah, and I believe this competition should continue and probably grow into a South Asian level as well, getting the other countries to take part of it. And the next step would be the Asian level.
Absolutely. Step by step, isn't it? First it's
exclusion, and that's a penalty. It was a good pass, and the Indian did pull the Sri Lankan attacker without the ball in hand. So right in front of the goal, that's a penalty. Sri Lanka number 5, Dimitri Lienege, with the ball in hand. Well executed. Back of the goal. The bounce shot. Dimitri Linege has been one of the strong shooters of the Sri Lanka team.
So Sri Lanka once again going to the lead. 7 goals to 6.
Sri Lanka leads by 1 goal, 7 goals to 6. The Indians moving it forward quite slowly. The Indian attack the attacking strategy has been different to what I've seen over the last 2 games. Taking the ball up quite slow, and another steal from the Sri Lankans. Good defense again.
So Somakirti just evaluating his options. Eventually passes the ball forward.
Passing it to the centre forward there. Centre back. Again, a good defense by India, but good play by the Sri Lankan as well, driving into an attacking position from the arc, which I have not seen over the last 2 games. It's an extra man situation for the Indians. The Sri Lankan player has not, but the shot is way off the goal. Indians have not been on target compared to the last 2 games as well.
Yes, and again, you can just put it down to the defensive effort of the Sri Lankan team. They've been forced into making some shots which they normally wouldn't do.
Absolutely. The brilliant defensive here. Wasn't a great pass at all. That should have gone to the right bar. This is where the Sri Lankans need to be focused in each and every attack, as much as they are focused on the defense. Indians passing the ball around. Good pass, good and a brilliant shot. That was a good pass. I think it was the pass that made that goal possible. Scored by Indian number 7, Paradeshi.
Yes, I think the defender needed a bit of help from some of his mates. 3 of them did converge, but unfortunately it was a bit too late. Pradeshi was quick to execute.
It's a well-timed pass to Klee right in front of the prop. It didn't give enough time for the defenders to come in and support the Sri Lankan prop marker. Good drive in again. Moving forward with the ball in a good attacking position, and that's another penalty. It was a brilliant move, moving into attacking position and not letting go of the ball, going into a scoring position, and it was pulled by Indian defender.
Yes, Dimitri Linege once again creating that penalty and now looking to execute it, which he does brilliantly. So Sri Lanka once again going into the lead. Linege right to the end of the goal. Pretty much impossible to stop it, isn't it, Yahan?
Dimitri has been very calm under pressure, especially converting the penalties. It's not an easy task. Again, forcing the shot from the top. The Sri Lankan defense has been quite up to mark. Forcing the shot from the top, and was shot right to the goalie's hand. Sri Lanka on the counter attack, moving the ball around. Should have passed around before taking that shot, but Indians on the counter attack, moving the ball from the wing. It's an extra man situation, but the defense has swapped well. It's a brilliant shot. The angle was quite difficult to score that shot. Indian number 12, Rohit. It was a difficult angle, but it was brilliantly executed, and the goalie had no option whatsoever to stop it.
Yes, I think the Sri Lankan defenders were a bit late to get back in defense. India had numbers there which provided that opening. So Bari taking the ball up.
Again, a man-on-man defense by the Indian. They've kept the top bar open. The pass wasn't that great, moving the ball right across, but I think the Sri Lankans have run out of time. It's only 28 seconds that the team gets to score for an attack. It's a turnover again. The Sri Lankans have stolen the ball, but the pass is not so great. It was an easy opportunity. Sri Lankans had to calm themselves down, but it didn't work out. There's extra man situation at the other end of the pool. The Sri Lankan goalie has done well to block the first shot.
Yeah, wonderful save by Somakirti. One-on-one situation, did brilliantly well, but India still on the attack.
Keeping the not a great move, but the goalie has been brilliant today, covering that angles, not making it easy for the Indians to shoot. Good pass. It's a brilliant pass and should get converted or and get.
Yasindu de Silva very nearly managing to put Sri Lanka into the lead, but the upright saving the blushes of the Indians, who have now taken the ball to the other end of the field and attempted shot, and once again Somakirti pulling off a save.
I think the Sri Lankans have the coaching staff has made the right move to take a timeout. The attacks were a bit too fast. You need some fresh legs in there to calm the situation, calm the attack down, pass the ball around. There were few attacks from the Indians and the Sri Lankans where they didn't use the 28 seconds on the shot clock. They were rushed into the shot. So I think it's a good move by the Sri Lankan coaching staff to take the timeout, get some fresh legs in there.
Yes, and giving us an opportunity to get our breath back as well, isn't it, Jahan? It's been an action-packed last 2.5 minutes or so.
Absolutely.
Sri Lankan women's team supporting their male counterparts. Game very much in the balance, 8 goals apiece. Somakirti coming up to the halfway mark.
Passed around by the Sri Lankans. Passing it to the wing, moving the goalie around. Passing it. The pass wasn't that great. It was a good opportunity for the Sri Lankans to take the lead, but wasn't converted. Indians moving the ball up through their number 2. Passing it back. It's an extra man situation. A good save by the goalie again. There was ample time for the Indians to fake and shoot, but did not score to the did not shoot to the corner. So it's a corner as it hit the goalie's hand. So another 20 seconds for the Indians. A brilliant shot by the prop. Cap number 3, Andani.
Yeah, brilliantly executed, isn't it? It was Ambadi really stood tall and managed to evade his defender and gives India the lead in this third quarter. 9 goals to 8. What a game it has been today. The sparse crowd here trying to egg the Sri Lankans on. Definitely put in great effort today. Just hope they'll be able to finish strong.
Sri Lankans are losing a bit of their focus. That pass wasn't great either. So this is a time that they have to really focus a lot better than the last 2 quarters. The game is 9 goals to 8. India leading.
Yes, it's just the intensity of the game, isn't it? And managing to maintain your intensity over 4 quarters.
This is where the experience comes in as well. Especially where the goalie and the the centre back needs to play a crucial role of controlling the game, ensuring that the players in the perimeter and the prop gets the ball at the right time. They need to control the game better. should pass it around as well. Brilliant shot. Absolutely brilliant shot by the Sri Lankan number 5, Dimitri Lianage.
Yes, well, he's been leading from front, isn't he, Jahan? Getting well up from the water and striking it right across of the goal face, leaving the Indian goalie with no chance. So Sri Lanka equalize as we just approach the final 90 seconds of this third quarter.
The goal came in at a crucial time, equalizing the scoreline as well. Dimitri Lianage is, like I told earlier, is one of the strong shooters in the Sri Lanka team, and is leading from the front for sure. Good defense by the Sri Lankans again. Brilliant pass. Good attempt by the Indian with two defenders on his back, but well defended by the Sri Lankans. Again, the defense has been really up to the mark. Something that did not see over the last two games. Sri Lankans opting to a double prop attack strategy. The lob shot by the Sri Lankans. The Indian goal is slowing the game down, bringing his experience into the game, knowing that the next couple of attacks are going to be crucial. Brilliant shot. The goalie had no chance whatsoever. The defender was not blocking the angle there. A brilliant shot by the Indian number 7, Pradeshi.
Yes, I think it was Apuli, who probably didn't expect the shot to be taken, isn't it, Jahan? Probably thought it'll be a pass, but I think Pradesh is just identifying the space and taking the Sri Lankan defense by surprise.
So it wasn't an easy angle to score, but Pradesh made good use of that space given by the defender. Brilliant defense by the Indians.
Yes, it's the final, approaching the final 30 seconds of this third quarter. Imperative that Sri Lanka just don't concede here.
It's crucial that the Sri Lankans defend well in this attack to ensure that the Indians won't go. That's an exclusion, giving an opportunity for the Indians to get one more goal on the scoreboard. Extra man for Indians and scored right to the corner. There's 15 seconds left on the clock.
Yes, you'd have to say that's a crucial goal in the context of the game. Sri Lanka probably just hanging back a bit in defense. One of the rare occasions where the defensive system seems to have broken down.
Because Dimitri Lianage, I think he should have done a better job there, given that it was the last 15 seconds in the play. Not a great pass at all. And that's an exclusion. Sri Lankans have an opportunity, 10 seconds on the clock to score. They should have used that extra 3-4 seconds, and it's an brilliant steal by the Sri Lankan number 6, Dinal Vellapuli, number 11, Yasandu De Silva. A brilliant steal by him. When the Indians weren't expecting that, he went for the ball and took that opportunity, and a quick conversion. Scoreline is 11-4 India, 10 for Sri Lanka with 7 seconds on the clock.
Well, you can't state how important that goal was for Sri Lanka in the context of the game. So instead of being a 2-goal deficit, they go into the final quarter with just 1 goal in it. And what an entertaining third quarter that was, Jahan.
Elevate your game with the Papare, Sri Lanka's ultimate sports destination. Tune in to the Papare, your home for all things sports.
Cannot fault the effort, just need to try and finish strong here.
Absolutely, a win here will really boost the confidence of this young team, especially for the future international games as well. Sri Lankans have won the ball. Again, they've won the swim ball in all 4 quarters. Again, what I told you before, the drive in to the perimeter and a brilliant shot. The drive-ins have been working very well, and Dimitri Lienage, the captain, goal number 5 for him if I'm not mistaken. He's used that tactic of driving into attacking position from the perimeter and a backhand right to the other end of the goal. The goalie did not expect that.
Yes, well, we've seen Lienage pulling some incredible shots in the past. Really talented water polo player.
Sri Lanka shouldn't give space to the Indian attackers. Should focus on the defense as well, given that it's a tie game at 11 all at this point.
Yeah, brilliant turnover again. Double team the player who was in possession, did the Sri Lankan defense.
Again, like I told you, Sri Lankans are using a double prop attacking tactic. Not a great pass. The ball has been turned over by the Indians. The goalie is giving instructions to slow the game. That's the experience coming in from the Indian captain. Extra man situation. Good defense by the Sri Lankans. Good defense by the Sri Lankans, but the Indians have retained the ball. An extra man situation. A lapse of concentration there.
Not quite sure what happened there, Johan. I thought the Sri Lankan team went to the other end thinking that they had rights to the ball, but doesn't seem to have been the case.
Yeah, I think they weren't really looking at the call which the referee made. And these are the moments that could change the match.
Yes, just when there is a goal or so in it, just cannot let your guard down. So India inch ahead, 12 goals to 11.
Quite surprising that the Indians have not a good shot by Sri Lankan number 6 Dinal Vellapuli, but well defended by the goalie as well. Corner ball.
Sheran takes the throw, passes it on to Vellapili. Not the best of passes to Karunasena. That's a weak pass, you'd have to say. Possession turned over.
Not a great pass at all. The Indians taking the ball up, using the 28 seconds to ensure that they don't give any extra time for the Sri Lankans to catch back. Not a great pass either from the Indians. Good defense there. Very well defended. Ball turned around. Not an extra man situation, but the Sri Lankans have taken the ball right up to the other end with a good long pass. Can the Sri Lankans? Not a good attempt there at all. He was going for the lob. Probably not the best option. Should have gone for a straight shot.
So India on the attack, trying to feed their prop forward. But that's some really good defense by Karunasena. Did really well to foil the attempt of India's prop Pardeshi. So Sri Lanka on the move.
Well defended there by the Sri Lankans. Again, taking the ball up through the wing. The Sri Lankans have to set up the arc and ensure they have enough attacking opportunities in front of the goal. There's a close call there right at on the buzzer of the 28 seconds. It struck the goal post and did not go in.
So the Indian goalie finds Nair at the other end.
There's enough space for the Indian here, but a good pass again to the wing. Well defended by the goalie. The Indian prop was in a good position to score. Did not convert that. And well defended by the Sri Lankan goalie.
Now Lienage at the other end takes the ball up. Sri Lanka have a player advantage. Yasindo.
Penalty. Well learned penalty by Yasindu. He has been very proactive on ensuring that he secures the rebound. This is not the first time he has aggressively gone for the ball to secure the rebound.
So the Sri Lankan skipper has been brilliant from the penalty spot and makes no mistake once again. Sri Lanka once again equalize. And while that was all going on, we just couldn't give enough credit to Somakirti at the other end, wasn't it, Jahan? What a brilliant save that was. Throughout this series, he's been outstanding for the Sri Lankan team.
Absolutely. The penalty was made possible because of that great defense by Somakirti at the other end. Sri Lanka catching up to the Indians 12 all with 4 minutes on the clock.
So India on the attack. Murthy.
Again, good defense by the Sri Lankan. Really pressurizing, and I think that's a turn. Well secured by the Indian again. Sri Lanka has been really defending quite hard and ensuring that there's no free opportunity for the Indians. Just as I said, there was ample space given to the Indian attacker to convert that.
Rohit Kute making no mistake. Far too much room for him on that occasion. And then no problem getting behind the defenses of Somakirti on that occasion. So India once again inch ahead, 13 goals to 2. Just about 3.5 minutes remaining. Still the game very much in the balance.
Again, the Sri Lankans using that perimeter player to drive in and go into that double prop position. Not a great pass again. Another missed opportunity. So every time the ball is turned over, that's a missed opportunity to score. A brilliant pass. A fast break by the Indian prop. Number 2, Suhas. A brilliant break and a brilliant pass and a brilliant conversion. India go up by 2 goals.
Yes, again, just showing the class of this Indian team. When under pressure, they just have the ability to pull something out of the hat. And on that occasion, it was Suhat Kute. Brilliantly executed goal.
Sri Lankans need to pass the ball around. Use that 28 seconds on the clock, not to rush into the shot. Move the goalie around. That's going to be the key to ensuring that they convert. Again, a missed shot. Fast break from the Indian wing again. A good pass. India number 10. Indians have now brought in their fast pace, counter-attacking. Brilliant. Again from the Sri Lankan defense, number 10. Indians are bringing up their counter-attacking game plan that I've seen over the last couple of games.
Atisha Sentikumana with that block. So Sri Lanka now move to the other end.
Extra man. Well defended by the Indians, so there Sri Lanka has an extra man to attack. Not a great pass, and that's a turnover. That was an opportunity where Sri Lanka could have scored.